I'm here with Sherrie and Tommy Pippen, owners of Lazy Boy BBQ. They just opened up right here in Alabaster on 119, located near Starbucks, and we are so excited to have you guys in Alabaster. So why Alabaster?
Well, we live in Alabaster. We've lived here about 5 years now. We relocated here from West Virginia for Tommy's job at the time, and we just love this community, and we've always wanted to bring our restaurant here. So when this spot opened up, we jumped on it.
That's great. So how'd you even get started in the barbecue business?
Well, we've done, I've barbecued just like anyone else for years. When I was in the Coast Guard, I barbecued even at base. And then, fell in love with it, barbecued at home, and then I guess about 6 or 7 years ago, Sherrie and I got into competition barbecue, and then it just kind of blew up.
Yeah. Well, you just don't have the 2 locations. You also do catering.
Yeah. It went from hobby to a food truck to a small commissary for the food truck, which is our Helena store that we then opened, and then this store, and now we're expanding our catering business with we have full service catering. We cater weddings. We cater rehearsal dinners, schools, office buildings, luncheons, anything. So.
Now tell us about the food truck, how you give back to the community with that.
Right, so a lot of times when we're taking our food trucks to the schools or to other events, what they're getting is a percentage of the sales back to whatever organization they're raising money for. And we really like doing that. And taking the food truck to the schools when they have the evening things for the parents has been very beneficial because everyone's there after work and they're hungry and they need to feed their family. So It works out well.
That's awesome. I love that part of it. And so what makes your barbecue different?
I think it's just, I don't know, different. We use a very specific pecan wood. We don't use hickory, which is traditional here. We use pecan. It all comes from the same area in Lee County, Georgia. Sherrie's dad cuts and has his hands on every piece of wood that we use, and that's a ton of wood. And we just kind of put our love into it. I guess the biggest thing for me is, and especially tips when you read recipes on, hey, barbecue this way, everything goes to a time. Hey, do your ribs for 4 hours, do them for 5. There's, do them for 6. There's your argument. In our world, it's all about temperature. We cook to an internal temperature. If it's done in 3, it's done. If it's done in 6, it's done.
And we also don't have an open pit. We do all indirect heating. So our smokers have a firebox and then where the actual meat is. Where here we've noticed a lot of people have an open pit where fire actually touches the meat. And our meat is never touched by fire at all. It's completely smoke that cooks it.
That makes it really tender too,
yes.
I'm sure. Okay, so the first time I ever heard about you guys was the famous Lazy Boy in a cup. My mother-in-law actually told me about it. I was like, this is the coolest thing and it's so good. So tell me how this got started and what it's all about.
Well, this is our beans and then meat and then slaw. And at home, Tommy always mixed our beans and slaw together on his plate because it's my mom's slaw recipe and it's just our bean recipe over the years of doing it. And they taste really good mixed together. One of our first truck events was actually Alabaster City Fest 2 years ago, or last year, 2 years ago. And I said, we can't serve plates of barbecue at a festival. What are we gonna do? Nobody wants to walk around with a plate of barbecue. And when we were in college, there was a place that did breakfast in a cup. So you could drive through the drive-thru really quick and get your grits, eggs, and meat all in a cup, eat it in your car on the way to class. And so I said, let's do barbecue in a cup. Like, it tastes good all mixed together. Let's try it. And it has been fantastic. Everybody loves it. It has like a cult following.
It does. It's famous. I mean, that's how I heard about you guys. This is awesome. Well, and it's really good too. Very tender. We ate lunch here the other day and just enjoyed it. Enjoyed the atmosphere. Tell us what your future plans are for this location here in Alabaster.
Well, we're going to keep, we're relatively new to Alabaster. The people that have come in have been fantastic. Everybody happy and excited for us. But we're going to keep growing here. We have a patio on the back. We're going to open that patio up. We'll have 3 TVs back there. And then Sherrie's, her world and Lazy Boy and marketing is just outstanding. So don't be surprised if you have tailgates here before football games.
I would love to do tailgate parties in the parking lots. We want to do some shrimp boils in the spring, and then we will be staying open late after all the Thompson High School home football games, and it'll be fifth quarter. We're going to call it fifth quarter, where you can come in after the football games and relax and eat and have a good time with your friends. So live music, all that good stuff.
You're gonna have some Lazy Boys on the patio. Yeah, that's how you originally got the name, right?
Yes.
Sure. When we were in competition, we were even on the professional level of competitions, but still competitions are extremely expensive, and so having a budget, we would go to competitions with just a smoker that could fit in the back of my truck and a Lazy Boy recliner, and I'd cook all 4 categories on one smoker at one time, lay it out on my Lazy Boy all night because we do it low and slow, so I couldn't get there that morning. I had to get there the day before and start, and I'd sleep in the recliner, and it was a blast.
The other competitors were always like, "Oh, you're that Lazy Boy barbecue." So that's how it.
I love it.
That's how it got started.
I love it. Well, that's great. Well, it's good stuff. And Alabaster, come on down, check them out, eat some great barbecue.
Yes, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8.